Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa, and in this video I am going to use the Laura Geller Best of the Best Baked Full Face Basics. I have used this product before and I've done some wear tests comparing Laura Geller to Bare Minerals. That's one of my more popular videos, so you might want to check that out. But I ran across a video where it's by Sandra Sallin is her name, I think, and she used setting spray and kind of said that was a game changer for the Laura Geller, made it sort of melt into her face. So I thought I would try this again and see if it's just a game changer for me as well. So what I plan to do is apply the full face of the Laura Geller and then do some check-ins throughout the day with a wear test. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Teresa. I'm 54 years old, and on my channel I do a variety of beauty, health, lifestyle videos. But I do a lot of beauty. I love it. I love playing with makeup, so we're gonna give this another go today. Dig right in, and unlike previous videos, I'm not going to skip the primer step. So I'm going to use the Spackle Skin Perfecting Primer. And get this on. And for context, I have my skin, like I said, I'm 54 years old, but I do still have oily skin. So it does get shiny throughout the day. And sometimes I will blot my face. I probably will today because I do work full time and I'm like on camera a lot. And so I don't want to be all greasy. All right, that's on. Let it sit for a minute. Foundation I'm using today is the medium Baked Balance and Brighten, and I have the Kabuki brush, the angled one as well. I have light and medium, and sometimes I mix the two, but it's the Monday after Mother's Day, and we were at the pool this weekend, and I have sun on my skin, so I think I'm just gonna go with medium. So I'm just kind of seeing if that primer has set on my skin a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go in with the brush and the foundation. The one thing I'll say about this powder foundation versus, like, for example, specifically Bare Minerals, is that I like Bare Minerals, but it's a mess to apply because you have to tap off and it gets everywhere. I know they have newer varieties like compacts like this, which are probably better, but I'm talking about the original formula of Bare Minerals, of course. Still very nice. I haven't done any other concealer or anything, so I'm just going to use this everywhere. I'm not going to go in with any other concealer, whether I need it or not. I don't. Just using this today. So I'm layering this up a bit. Still not expecting to cover every imperfection, but just kind of look polished and put together, both on camera and off camera. Hope everyone had a nice Mother's Day. I did some of my favorite things. I went shopping with one of my girls, and we went to this lunch place near us in Texas, which is this highly acclaimed barbecue place. It was so good. There's always a line. They open at their hours, their lunch only, or like brunch and lunch only. Their hours are like 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. or until they run out, is what it says. There's always a line out the door. We waited in line for an hour and a half, but it was so good. And like the sides, we had Mexican street corn pudding. We tried a dessert, the big red tres leches cake. Yummy, yummy stuff. And then we went to the pool, grilled out, got to see all my kids. So it was a good Mother's Day. Foundation is on. So now we're going to go in with the Baked Full Face Basics, which, if you haven't seen this before, it's got the bronzer, the blush, highlighters, and then eye set. So that's what I'm going to use today. I'm going to first go in with the bronzer and use my mirror over here, or actually try to use this mirror, a little bit of both mirrors, let's say. I will say in general, I feel like this bronzer isn't as pigmented or as dark as the one I normally use by Physicians Formula, but that's okay. We'll make this. I also don't normally wear like a full foundation either, so that might have provided enough warmth in my... Go in with the blush color. This does come together quickly. All of their products have this like kind of like pearlescent quality that kind of like gives it that glow. Like you can see the glow going. So it's nice. The bronzer is Tahitian Glow, and then the blush shade is Pink Buttercream. I'm going to save the highlighter for a minute, and we're going to go into the eyes next. Now, these eyeshadows are very subtle, so this is, if you don't like a very dramatic eye effect, this is great. I oftentimes prefer a more dramatic eye look. In fact, I'm going to make a video on what I kind of call a high contrast eye. In fact, if I think of it, I'll put a picture of me with an eyeshadow palette from Tarte that provides a much more high contrast eye, which I like that look. But this is perfect. This is still a very nice, natural, pulled together look. Great for every day. So I'm going to go in with the middle shade that's a little bit more matte, and it's called Sandstone. And I'm just going to put that all over my eyelids. And then I'm going to go in with the darkest shade called Almond, and put that in the outer corner and just kind of layer it in there. I'll buff it out in a minute. And with just a tad more of the medium shade Sunstone, and kind of pack it on top, and then I'm going to blend. So it's blending time. I'm going to take this light oyster color and put it on the inner corner of the eye and pull it across. If you wanted a more matte version of this, you could use the French Vanilla Baked Highlighter. It's a little less shimmery. Okay, here's the eyes. I have a few extra Laura Geller products I'm going to use today. One is a brown highlighter. I'm going to go right in across the top lash line. Really get in close there. Eyeliner is on, and now I'm just going to go back into the darkest eyeshadow and go just on top of the lash line to kind of blend where the eyeliner meets the eyeshadow. And then looking straight ahead, because one of my eyes is more hooded than the other, I like to look straight ahead and kind of make sure I blend that out and up above. I just feel like that provides more balance or symmetry. And if you want, you can always, I think what I'm going to do is dip into this baked highlighter, the French Vanilla, which has a little less shimmer, and just connect the top to underneath the brow bone there, just to soften that edge. All right, I think the eyes are good. So what I'm gonna do is just do a little cleanup and wipe up any fallout. And then I'm going to take just a little bit, maybe mix the two, the highlighters, and just pop it up there on the top of the cheeks. Feeling very glowy. All right. Okay, before we do mascara, this is the part that is supposed to be the game changer that really makes it look great and fabulous all day. And it's a setting spray. Like I said, the video I saw, she used a different brand of setting spray. I honestly don't remember which one. But I'm using what I have, which is a Physicians Formula. Got it on clearance at Walmart. Long-lasting setting spray. It says Shake Me, so that's what I'm going to do. And we're going to go in. hopefully I got enough on because my pump quit working on my setting spray. But we're gonna, while my face is drying, gonna just brush these eyebrows into place. Now I'm going in with Laura Geller Always There mascara. Here's what she looks like. This mascara is not clumpy. You know how some mascaras are like clumpy, some provide very like detailed, fine, defined your lashes kind of thing. I feel like that's what this is, not the clumpy. And I know people have different preferences on their mascara. That or this is just dried out. I don't know. But I just opened it, so hopefully that is not the case. All right. Mascara's on. Okay, so last step are lips, and I picked 2 Laura Geller products here today. For the color, I'm going to use the Laura Geller Smart Pout Transfer Proof Lipstick, and the shade is Expert. It's just a pink shade. There's that. And then just going to top it with this Laura Geller Jelly Balm Nourishing Lip Serum. And it's just kind of a shimmery clear color. Oh, if I can get it open. All right, there we have it. Let me take this thing out of my hair and I'll go stand in front of the window so we can do our first official assessment before our check-ins throughout the day. So here we are with the first application. It is 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. And I'll do a periodic check-in throughout the day to see how it lasts. But so far, I think it looks very nice. It does provide that like pearly, glowy look if you like that. So I'm actually more impressed with the eyes this time. I think the secret is layering up some of that darker color, but I do think the eyes turned out really, really nice. I don't know what you think, but anyway, I'm gonna get to work, do some things, and I'll check back in a little bit. It has been a couple of hours since I applied, so you can indeed see how shiny I get. So I haven't blotted. I need to. In fact, I'm going to before my next meeting, but just checking out the coverage and the finish, how it looks. I think it looks nice. I'm just too shiny for my liking. So I'm going to blot, keep working, and I'll do another check-in. I'm seeing if it's settling. Remember, I did not put any under eye concealer or anything on. So whatever is like under my eyes would be the powder foundation. And typically this is where I get the settling. Okay, I'll check back in a bit. All right, it's been about 6 hours since I applied. It's the end of the workday for me. I have blotted my face once or twice, but here is how it's holding up. Not bad. Still very glowy. The eyes. So no, I think that the setting spray does add a nice, like, keeping it dewy look. If you have a specific setting spray you like, or if you have any other tip that you use with Laura Geller, please put it in the description, or not the description. If you have any other tips or suggestions that you use with Laura Geller to make it last, please put it in the comments below. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.